The counter-reform sends a very clear message against the private sector and the projects it may undertake in search of a profit. Regarding his counter-reform project for the electricity sector, President López Obrador declared in a very emphatic and textual way, "This proposal will not violate the T-MEC, as well as it will serve to strengthen comparative advantages and attract more investments." All three claims are blatantly false, and it is not possible to know whether the president stated these falsehoods with deliberate intent or simply because of insufficient information or knowledge on the issues. On the potential violations of the aforementioned counter-reform on the T-MEC, our colleague Isaac Katz explained in his editorial last Monday, with very good foundations, the variants by which said project will violate entire chapters of that trade agreement. With respect to the ability of such a counter-reform to strengthen Mexico's comparative advantages and attract more investment, I share with readers the following reflections that are clearly critical of both claims. To begin with, the only ways in which this counter-reform could strengthen the country's comparative advantages for exporting would be if it could induce a reduction in the production costs of exports or improve the quality of exportable goods. But not even with Diogenes' lantern, it is possible to find reasons to conclude that a counter-reform could have a positive impact on the foregoing fronts, condemned to increase the costs of generating electricity, in addition to being markedly polluting due to its concentration in the use of fossil fuels. Highly dirty. In addition, there is no basis for the pilgrim assertion that the aforementioned counter-reform will attract more investment to the country. Rather, what can be expected is that exactly the opposite will happen, due to the arbitrary nature and contrary to the rule of law and the drive for investments that such a proposal contains in its essence. AMLO's electricity counter-reform will inhibit incentives to invest in Mexico for at least two reasons. In the first place, because it is antagonistic to investments previously made in the electricity sector.